We'll play maybe one more round of that later on in the show. Fezzi, what's in the news today? What's happening out there?
Well, Senator Barbara Boxer got upset at a...
Who?
Senator Barbara Boxer.
Okay. Because that was a funny fucking Barbara. I almost spit it back up. I don't know what you said, but it was like Baba Boxer. So what was he? What is it?
Barbara.
Barbara. Senator Barbara Boxer. So, okay, what do you got?
Senator Barbara Boxer. She got upset during a congressional hearing when a Army Brigadier General kept referring to her as ma'am. So she finally corrected him and said, "Please call me Senator. I've worked so hard to become a senator, and I guess ma'am is insulting."
No, I can get it. Same thing happens with a cop. When a cop pulls you over, he wants you to call him officer and not sir. But yeah, this happens.
Well, it just seems like ma'am is being respectful.
You ever been in front of a judge and called him sir?
No.
He doesn't want it. Wants to be called your honor.
I mean, it's kind of bullshit, though, because you're not asking the judge to call you by your occupation. You know, then you should be like, yo, Mr. Radio Host. I mean, it's not fair.
Well, it's set up to not be fair. It's set up to say, do you understand that I'm your superior?
I thought a judge is definitely the decider, but he's not above us. I mean, he's supposed to, you know, understand the law and help negotiate.
Ever been any place where a judge sat below you?
No.
They want to show that they're in charge, though.
Yeah, but why should they make us kowtow to them? I mean, we're all people. Kowtow to them. We're all people. This chick is way too sensitive, and it's an anti-male thing. This senator is anti-man.
And you know what? I believe every senator pretty much worked hard to be in the Senate. I don't know where her story. I mean, I understand she's a woman, and that's a rare Senate thing. But everyone...
She hasn't said no one else has worked hard. She said, I've worked hard for a position. Make sure you say it to me. He's been called in front of the Senate.
I mean, would a male senator be upset if a guy said, sir, I disagree?
You don't walk up to a governor and say, sir. You don't say sir to a president. You have to use their titles. I don't know what surprises you about this, or why you suddenly think of it as from a misogynistic point of view. I didn't hear her say anything about being a woman. She just said, call me senator. I've earned it. Same thing happened with a doctor. A doctor wants to be called doctor. Now, when he's going out to a fucking restaurant, you think he needs to be saying to for Dr. Anderson? No, you're not a fucking doctor here. Just like when I go there, I'm not a radio host. But they feel like they've earned it. Here is Mark. Mark, you're on Fez.
Hey, Fez, was Senator Boxer calling the general by general, or was she calling him sir or Mr.?
She was calling him general.
Yeah, she called him general.
Okay.
But where he, you know, when in the Army, where he is employed, sir or ma'am isn't a bad term.
Depends. You can't call a sergeant sir. They get mad at you for that.
All right, yeah.
And it's his job to know fucking protocol, and he's in the United States Senate.
Well,
I think this got blown out of proportion. Scott in Cleveland, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, guys. Hey, dentists are the worst, man. You got to call them doctor, even though they didn't really. They're a doctor technically, but it's just kind of funny how anal they get about it.
Yeah, you're right. There should be a word for dentist. It shouldn't be doctor.
My cousin is a chemist and insists on being called doctor.
Well, all you have to get is a doctorate, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's all it takes. The doctorate, the PhD. But he works on new toothpaste every day.
I mean, some chiropractors want to be called doctor.
Yeah, they all do.
Well, they're not really doctors to me.
Bob in New York. Bob, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing, man?
Good.
All right, listen, I'm a retired major in the U.S. Army. We had to address people in the Army when we were in uniform as ma'am and sir. We do not call them by their title. As a general, he would know that, and the only time that he would be able to call her senator is if she requested it. So she requested it, he obliged her, but in normal circumstances, she would be addressed as ma'am and sir. That's the way we learned it in the Army. That's the way it's drilled into us. This guy's probably been in the Army for about 30 years, and that's what happens.
But it's also his job to know protocol, and he showed up in the United States Senate. He should be able to say it correctly. Let's suppose you're with your chick, right?
Yeah.
She wants something, and she forgets to call you daddy. You got to go like this. Wait a minute. You ain't going off anywhere. We got rules around here. Or else you're not going to train her properly. And then what's she going to do?
She'll respect you.
Yeah, and if she doesn't, next thing you know, she slips and falls on the cock somewhere, and, everything is broke down.
Right.
There was just an article about that where some couples are, like, I guess inadvertently using mommy and daddy, using their parental names in the bedroom.
Yeah, they ain't very inadvertent, is it?
Yeah, I saw that same study. It's for new parents. It's supposed to spice up their sex life. If you're a new parent and you haven't banged in a while, they said, use mommy and daddy as like a sex term for each other, and maybe that'll, bring things, you'll still realize you're a parent, but...
That's all right, mama. Oh, that's all right, dude. This has been around since the beginning of time.
Well, but the study also showed that as many people, 50% of the people liked it, and 50% of the people thought it was incestuous.
Yeah, well, the people that think that it's incestuous are the ones that were touched as kids. There's no reason to bring up, like, mama fucking... That's been all over the fucking place.
Well, I think if you said mom, like, that is what makes it incestuous. You have to make it mommy or mama. Right. But if you're like, I'm going to fuck you real hard, mom.
Here's Josh. Josh, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, when I was in school, we had a substitute teacher that had a veterinarian's degree, and she demanded to be called doctor. We called her Ms. for her last name. We'd yell at her.
Yeah, okay. Some people want to be called by their title. It's not that big a deal. It really isn't. Again, I don't know whether you've ever been pulled over a cop. You try to say, yes, sir. He goes like this. It's officer. They'll get pissed off at you sometimes if you don't say officer. I could give a fuck.
But sometimes...
Wherever I go, I need to be called maestro. And that's because of,
I said, answer the question to a judge once with and he fucking flipped out on me. You see,
you got your honor, them fuckers.
Yeah, I was taken aback.
What were you up for?
Drugs.
Yeah, you need to come in and understand how the fucking thing works. Don't come walking in off the street.
That's right. My first arrest. Come on.
Yeah, your first arrest. Do a little fucking Google it a little bit. Try to figure out how to get over it.
First arrest. It still was the 90s. You could have known. My first arrest, I walked in there with my own little suit and briefcase. I still got the book thrown at me, but still, I put a suit on.
My first arrest, I had my parents standing there with me because I was fucking a minor.
I should have done that.
You want me to take you away from them? Is that what you want? Don't stand behind your mother when I'm talking to you, boy. I'm like, yeah, no.
If I had told my parents, I wouldn't have lost my license for 6 months. Stupid asshole.
What, trying to defend yourself?
Yeah. For buying beer underage, busted by a cop in plain clothes.
It's weird you lose your license for that.
It didn't make any sense. No, I wasn't drunk. I was 18, tried to buy booze from a cop in plain clothes being Serpico in a liquor store.
Any moment I'm not playing fucking Raise the Fist of the Metal Child today, I'm bored. The only thing I've liked all day is playing Raise the Fist of the Metal Child.
Okay.
By the way, what's his name? Shit all over your game, huh?
Oh, Fair Play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say what you want about Fair Play. The fucking guy knows the show.
The thing is, he doesn't...
Jay Moore, the two fucking best listeners we have.
He doesn't play fairly, though. So his name has always been a little tricky for me.
That's the funny thing. It's ironic.
Yeah. I don't... Okay. I mean...
I'll tell you, the worst, it's awful to go to court, but the worst thing is about being a kid in court. Because you're like a fucking mongoloid then. You don't even have, like, regular fucking things. They asked my mom, you want us to put him away? Just say the word, ma'am. She's like, no. And I'm like, why is it up to her? Fuck. I give her the fucking
I was never
thing.
that young.
You never got in trouble when you were a minor?
I was arrested once for 14.
That's where most of my trouble was.
Yeah.
Most of my trouble was pre-18. As soon as I fucking spin the thing on that, I go, all right, time to be very careful.
I got arrested for throwing eggs at, like, the nuns and priests who were across the street. They reported me to the cops, but I didn't have to go to trial or anything. Because ultimately they're like, just teach them a lesson.
Did they call your parents, though?
Yeah, they called me. It was horrible. I had...
Who was the worst kid called for you, your mom or your dad?
Definitely my mom. My dad, like I said, Peace Corps and shit, he was always like, he wouldn't even yell. But my mom would just fucking go, Henry Hill's father on me. As if I hadn't been home in months.
Here is Danny Boy. Danny Boy, you're on my face.
Hey, Ronnie B. How's it going today, buddy?
Yeah.
Just to let you know, you guys were talking about Jay Moore and Johnny Fairplay being big fans. Joe Rogan said on O&A that he listens all the time. Listens to you guys when he gets up in the morning. So I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Rogan and I have the DMT thing in fucking in common too.
I think he'd be a great unmasked there, Ronnie.
Yeah, I would love to do. Well, my first unmasked was with Carlos Mencia, and it was exactly when he had the problems with Rogan.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and Mencia, I don't know whether I ever told you guys this, is the only one who's ever asked for a pre-interview.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he called me the night before, right? And actually, my phone rings, and it's like his people, and this is before I've ever done any of them. And they go, all right, we're going to put Carlos on with you. And I'm like, okay. And then he was just like, so how's this all going to go? And I go, we're just going to be talking about creativity. He goes, yeah, it's going to be great. Okay. And I'm like, all right. He goes, yeah, so you're going to, so he kept fucking, so what's going to go on? You're going to, so finally he goes like this, look, you can ask me anything, but if you bring up the Rogan thing, I'm just going to say no comment because it just, happened between him and Rogan. And I'm like, we'll just see how it goes. I have no fucking plans on, you know what I mean? I was going to talk to you about your own thing. But then he ended up bringing it up on his own. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I'm not out to, it's not fucking 60 Minutes. I'm not Al Roker trying to fucking destroy people in front of them, But I think the only reason why he asked for a pre-interview is because there'd been so much fucking heat over him and Rogan.
Yeah.
But yeah, sense. I would definitely do Rogan.
It's great. Great. And I love News Radio, too. He was hysterical on that. I think it's one of the best shows of all time.
Well, Rogan's one of those guys, when I listen to him talk, I'll be like, yeah, no, yeah, no, which is normally like some of my favorite people. It's like, when I listen to Anthony, I don't always agree. Norton, I certainly don't always agree. Burr, do you ever have like anyone that you almost wish that you didn't agree with as much?
Yeah, definitely.
We were just talking about this yesterday. Penn Jillette says some really fucking brilliant things.
Yeah.
But the way he says them, you're like, you have to be such an asshole about it. I'll give you another one. Bill Maher. I'm like, Bill Maher, yes. Jesus, that's smarmy. Yes, no. Yes. Smarmy. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fucking help it. But Penn Jillette is the same time. He'll be like entirely like right about something, but then be like, and these douchebags who don't agree with me should have their assholes sucked down to the top of their heads. And you're just like, now you're making me not want to agree with you.
Right. Ben, for whatever reason, I perfectly align with a lot of Ben Affleck's feelings and theories. Swear to God, I do. I have no way. Every time I see,
because he's a lefty, I guess.
Yeah, and whatever his like liberal leanings fall right into my category. At the same time, I'm so embarrassed that I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, I line up with the guy from Armageddon. Like, I can't. Ben Affleck and me are the same.
But I know I can't be with the Republicans, and I can't really be with the Democrats. I mean, I guess I have some more liberal things than I do, and then I go up with the Libertarians, and they get a little too fucking odd. I just feel like I'm not fitting in. Mm-hmm. There's no fucking place where you're like, yeah, I could call this a home. But that's what was like so funny at that thing the other day, is when people were just going like, all right, we're sticking up for Letterman, that the people that were against Letterman are going, you're left wing.
Right.
Why?
And as if Republicans can't be for free speech and non-censorship. It's like the two were at odds at that protest.
Well, don't you even think like the Republican Party is really at odds with itself right now by having the religious right and the kind of libertarians together?
Yeah, I
Constantly.
do. And it's also weird that they often want to point to like liberals being oversensitive, and they're the people who want to shut down free speech, when I see it as more conservative values are the ones who are just go overboard with like, hey, stop saying it.
I honestly think both of them are very, very interested in shutting down the other person's speech. So, yeah, I mean, I think you could get it on conservative values, which is basically what Letterman got, but then you could get it on being anti-PC,
right?
Which is, I think, what people like O&A get more. You know what I mean? Like, people be like, it's the left that gets a little complained about any nickname from minority or a woman's thing, but you can't pick it out. But it really is hard to have those people to agree with across the board. Who's somebody for you, Fez?
It's actually George Clooney. When I see, like, the Darfur stuff and things like that, I'm like, well, I would love to find something to bitch about him trying to help third world nations, because I can't stand the guy.
Yeah, but I don't know whether I agree with that either, because, like, right away, where are our troops? I thought we were against sending our Falcon troops places, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I came out and said that the other day, and the leftists get mad at me now for saying that, but I said the same thing as when the fucking Republicans were in charge. Don't send our fucking guys over there.
Right.
Here is Little Red in Wisconsin.
Hey, how about you, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with everything that Ted Nugent has to say, as messed up as that sounds. You know, I mean, he's kind of out there and everything, but I hate to say it. I think the guy's right on track. It's just the way he says it, you know?
He's a good, he also has to be a douchebag about the way he's saying it. He can't sit there and just say it without being like, you know what, Ted, I don't even think I'd like to hang around with you. Because he'll be disagreeing with PETA, but then acting like, but I want to suck on the blood marrow. You know, you don't have to go that far. You just want to eat some fucking food. You're not just trying to take a bath in blood.
And I'll fuck a moose carcass right in front of you.
Here is Alex in Maine. Alex in Maine, you're on the Run of Fez show.
This fucking guy agrees with the actor from Changing Lanes and Mallrats.
Who, me? Yeah, I do. He makes good points.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was all that political. I guess he is somewhat.
He doesn't have that great of an acting career left, so they think he's trying to pull a Democrat Reagan, and he's like thinking about office.
He's not running for fucking office.
I saw him the other night on cable, and he's just not that into you. And Ben Affleck did not have the lead role. He was, I'm not even making this up, he's like 5th or 6th in this bad fucking romantic comedy.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not proud of it. I don't like his work.
You know, he could play Reagan. He's got a Reagan look to him.
You mean giant head?
Yeah.
Jeff, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Yeah, it sounds odd, but I agree with Jesse Ventura a lot about what he said. He's fiscally conservative and he's socially liberal, and he really is just about letting people do what they want to do as long as it doesn't hurt other people and don't waste money.
You know, there were things about Jesse that I liked until I saw what a bad governor that he was. And then when I heard him get into the 9/11 conspiracies talk, which I think, to me, no matter what you think happened there was no fucking way that the NY fire department would have kept this quiet. Those guys went out. They're the ones that lost brothers in those fucking towers. And if they thought it was an inside job, they would definitely say so. John, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
craziest motherfucker, Ron Paul. Agree with everything the guy says. Love him like a brother.
I really was watching the Ron Paul thing very closely, and I have a very close friend who's into the libertarian movement. As a matter of fact, brought up the Penn Jillette. This is what got me laughing about that. But he brought up the Penn Jillette thing to me, and he was trying to sell me on Ron Paul, and I couldn't go completely there. I just can't get the concept of, well, if you want a school, you'll pay for it. You want to go on a highway, you pay for it there. It just seems so disorganized to me. Get your trash picked up, pay for it at that second. You don't. Smith, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Smith in Minnesota.
What's up, buddies?
Yeah.
When Al Sharpton was running for president, and he would get up there and talk about, you guys don't want me here, and you're not going to give me a chance to speak. I mean, the guy was a lunatic, but there was something about him confronting the media about the preconceived notions of who he was that I found really entertaining.
Well, it's one thing to be entertaining, but Sharpton is first, I think, and foremost, an entertainer. I mean, he's been in the media so much, it's as easy as me coming in and doing radio. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter to him what he happens to say. He's going to fucking, he's going to get over in some way. Now, at the end of the day, what is he really selling? I'm going to put him the same time as fucking Jesse. They seem to be about selling themselves more than anything else. Mm-hmm. Hey, Matt, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, what's up? I agree with a lot of what Marilyn Manson has to say, but if I say that in the wrong crowd, now, like, everyone looks at me like I'm some kind of cross-dressing Satan worshiper.
Well, Manson is also pretty libertarian, right?
Yeah, I mean, but when you see, like, you'll go see him in concert and he's screaming about all this stuff, and then you'll hear him talk, and he's like a really educated, mellow guy. Like, most people won't go see him talk because they only have the screaming, Bible ripping guy.
Yeah, I've seen him on TV a couple times, and I thought he was pretty bright. But I didn't, I don't know enough about his views. Aaron in California, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, I think that people are starting to get confused in terms of what a Republican actually is, because the Republicans are not technically conservative anymore, because they've taken on sort of a religious meaning too. If we look at conservative and liberalism now, it's more of a circular type thing, whereas something like with gay marriage, conservatives are typically for small government,
right.
Yet they would like to legislate against something that would give people more freedoms and make more government, whereas liberals are typically for bigger government, yet in this one case of gay marriage, they want to make smaller government. And so we've kind of gotten to a weird circular pattern here, and it's just, I'm not sure if it's ever been like this before.
Yeah, I think that if the Republicans did not have the religious right, it would be much more open to me to go in with them. But there's no fucking way. There's no way I can line up with, all those preachers who are screaming about taking back our family values. And all. I'm like, fuck this. This is a party I can't show up for. Now, as far as the libertarians, yeah, I wanted to be there. But when they backed Ron Popeil, after all those crazy gadgets that he made.
It's Ron Paul, Ronnie.
Huh?
Ron Paul.
Well, who's Ron Popeil?
He's the guy the infomercial guy, Pocket Fisherman.
Never mind.
Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it. It's all right there.
You can't forget it all day. I mean, eventually you have to go get that chicken out of the rotisserie.
Here, I'm tired of wearing that thing.
Oh.
It's bothering me.
Good.
Got a rash.
How long have I had it on for? When was your birthday?
6 weeks, 7 weeks.
And you told me 2 weeks then.
Right.
It really has gotten annoying. You said 2 weeks then. You won't do it? We got a vacation coming up before long, right?
Yeah. Yep, in a couple of weeks.
So what are we thinking, after the vacation?
I was thinking maybe before.
Then we wouldn't be able to sell it properly, wouldn't it, from a show business point of view?
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't that just kill out the bit?
Oh, true. Yeah.
Remember I talked to you about that before?
Uh-huh.
So I'm repeating it. Taylor in Nebraska.
Dick 118 checking in.
What can we do for you, brother?
Just like Fez, I agree with every goddamn thing you say, Ron.
Thank you very much.
But that would mean that you don't want to agree with Ron. So then you were secretly resentful of him.
Who, Fez? You think Fez is resentful of me?
That's what the caller's implying.
Yeah.
That Fez doesn't like Ron.
Are you resentful of me, Fez?
I am not resentful of you. I love you.
You started a thing called Ron is trying to kill Fez because I
Right.
gave you a piece of business yesterday and let you eat your burgers.
That was not me. That was troublemaking GVAX polls.
What did you write in it?
I haven't responded to that one yet.
Thank you.
I clicked on it. I said no. I don't think he did.
Thank you.
Did you comment?
No, I like to vote, and that's it. I had a lot
You're
of
not
questions.
posting anymore, are you?
Yes, I am.
5 a day?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Fez, you're at 5 a day?
Uh-huh.
Yours are so short that they're not even, you know what I mean? He doesn't seem to get in, he doesn't understand how to dominate a board.
Yeah, you got.
And you used to back in the day, Dave.
Right. Mm-hmm. I still can. I'm currently rocking a big thread, the Questions for Eastside Dave thread. It's well
Yeah,
over
but
350.
that's just a way of keeping you off to the side, isn't it? That's how they got you.
Oh, yeah? You think so?
Yeah. That's like, I've done the same thing, that this will be your station, and that way you can keep people from mingling.
No, that doesn't work. I still go into them.
Yeah. All right, we're going to break here. That is Dio, Fez. Dio. Not familiar with him at all?
No.
None of the bands? None of the solo work?
Oh, right. Ronnie James?
It is the Ron and Fez show. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Eastside Dave, 2 years now that you got married on this show. Hard to believe, isn't it not?
It is a little hard to believe, but then again...
All the relatives come out and see you then, and then you had a party for them later?
Yeah, we had dinner after the Hard Rock.
Where did you all you guys go?
We went to some French restaurant down in downtown. I forget the name of it.
I know there was a real shock that you invited different people from the wedding party and not Ron and Fez. And Fez, you had a...
I think we were invited, no?
No.
No.
We're not invited.
Trust me.
And Fez, we went over, and Fez is like, why is this person there, this person? And we didn't get invited. We put together a multi-$1,000 fucking party for you. But I have to tell you the truth, and I never have said this to you.
Right.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you for not having me sit there with your Who did you invite from the wedding party?
My parents came.
Yeah.
From the wedding parties itself, none of my friends came. I believe HTG, Mike Kaka came.
Interesting.
Casey's father came, and stepmother.
Wait a minute. HTG and Mike Kaka, right?
Yeah.
What did they do? They put the whole thing together for the wedding?
No, they didn't have
Got
anything
you
to
the
do with
trip
it.
to Vegas?
No, they didn't do that.
Worked on all that?
No, they didn't do that. They didn't do that.
Is that where it started for you, Fez?
That might have been right there. The seed being planted in the ground, Ronnie.
Sure that's
and
accurate,
well watered,
though.
by the way.
What's that?
Well, I mean, sometimes our invitations have gotten lost to you guys. Our most recent invitations never got to you guys. I know almost always.
What
I try
is your
to,
most recent invitation?
for Julianne's first birthday.
No, I got that. I didn't want to go.
So that's why. Okay, but Fez was claiming he never got that. I'm telling you,
I ended up I did get it, but I thought it was someone else, and I wasn't going to that one either.
No.
I've invited it all. Every time I think of it, I do. But that was such a crazy...
To try to make it up for the big
Dude,
one?
Believe me when I tell you, and I'm being 100% serious. Never invite me to anything. It'll be fine with me.
Quite frankly, too, I don't even think that was like necessarily planned. And the name of the place was La Madeline.
It was planned because Fez told me about it. Mm-hmm. And he was like, did you get an invitation to this? And I go, no. And he's like, the family's there. And I guess somebody from the wedding party showed up and Fez didn't get an invite. And that would have been perfect because he wanted to meet your brother in those days.
Yeah. When I found out about it, it was almost like it was being kept secret.
Really?
Like I shouldn't have found out about it.
Well, we wanted to, it was just...
Don't tell Watley.
Honestly, it was more from my parents, to be truthful. I just wanted to have them have a nice little experience and then get the hell out of there.
I had no problem with it.
Thank you, Ron.
I loved not going.
No, I'm getting told that you guys were emailed. Or at least...
For the, what do you call it?
For the La Madeline.
Oh, I'm telling you 100% no. And that's okay with me. I have zero problem with that. But 100% no, we weren't. And it's
right.
okay.
Well, I have a call to make.
Can I tell you something? From my point of view, fantastic. You know I don't like... Here's things I don't like. People's parents.
I do know that.
Or anything slightly formal.
I know.
I went over with the bums, and everybody had drinks over at that bar after.
Looney's.
Yeah. We came over there, too.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by.
Why does that make you mad?
Because they went and had their big, nice family dinner, which I thought maybe I could be included in.
So it always happens. Like the birth of my child, you yelled at me, Fez, and now on my 2nd year anniversary,
can I tell
you bring up bitter feelings.
I've kept it to myself for 2 years, Dave.
I tell you what, it hurts though, Fez.
It hurts being reminded of it.
Oh, well, let me ask you, Miss Know-It-All, why would you want to go there? Somebody's saying, why would Fez want to go with the grandparents telling stories? Well, you wanted to go.
Maybe I felt like I helped accomplish something by pulling off this Hard Rock Cafe wedding.
No offense, Fez, you dressed like shit that day.
Yeah, I mean, what was that all about? There was flip-flops and a muumuu or of some sort?
It was Crocs and a tank top and short shorts because we were going on vacation the very next day and I was leaving for the airport.
This makes me mad. Why aren't we on vacation now? How did we get a vacation 2 years ago this week? How did that fucking tie in? What is the...
Vacation keep being pushed back.
That was when we left for construction.
Oh, so it was a 2-week vacation?
Yeah.
That was great. What poll are you reading now?
No, I just decided to vote after Fez's recent outburst. I decided to vote in a poll. No big deal.
Well, I'll go vote.
Is there real animosity between ESD and Fez?
Yeah, what do you got on the voting?
30% for yes, there's something between them. 28% says no, it's nothing, and 40% says not sure.
It's tight.
Well, I just put in one more vote.
Well, I'll probably tip the scales, and we'll probably vote the same way today.
What was so important about the after dinner for you?
Because I really felt like I worked hard to give him as nice a day as possible. Do you know how much time I spent on the phone trying to get the honeymoon put together?
I would have guessed 0. I thought it was all Wiki, and I was laughing at him.
It was Wits, Wiki, and Pitts.
But I had to...
Well, wait a minute. Before you go giving them credit...
You guys are the best. You guys get the overall credit.
You don't understand something. If we don't tell them we want it...
Right.
You don't get it. We got you the $6,000 engagement ring, too.
You guys are the overall best. Yeah. You know that. And I've thanked you so numerous old times, and I will continue to the day I die.
Do you still have it?
Do you know how you thanked me, Dave?
No, I don't recall.
By not wasting my time at the after party.
I know.
That was fantastic.
I know you don't. What would Ron do sitting down there?
I'd like to go.
I know this. I want you to know something, just so you know. And I know that there's some kind of weirdness between you and Fez.
He hurts me.
It started... Am I right that it started then?
Yes.
Well, here's where it started. Before then, it was Notre Dame.
Right.
The Notre Dame... That Dave ruined your Notre Dame parties.
I started the Notre Dame club. If anyone was able to ruin it, it should be me.
Then, because of what happened there, Fez claimed to me that he and I weren't invited to the wedding dinner because of the Notre Dame stuff.
That seems impossible. I think the Notre Dame stuff came afterwards. So if that's Fez's claim, then there's a hole.
There was tenseness.
I want you to know something, too. Every time something comes up, and it's happened numerous times, you know, you'll be planning one of your parties and your birthday party or something.
I know, yeah.
Fez will say to me, are we invited, or is this like the wedding after party?
Well, I just want to be sure now, because I know where I stand now, Ron.
Well, can I also say that Casey and I weren't throwing it? It was Casey's father who decided to, off the cuff, choose
I remember
this
being very nice
French
to.
Two
place.
things that went bad that night. And I said keep them both away from Dave and Casey because I think it's silly. Number one, the after party, not everybody was invited. And then two, not everybody got hair and makeup.
Oh,
so
Jesus. I don't even know about this.
That got brought out to us in the back, and me and Fez, Fez was jumping in with him, and I'm going, who cares? And then I had to say to people, guess what? All this started as a radio joke, so don't get so upset about it.
Well, it's not a radio joke, you know. I have a marriage certificate and, 2 children.
Signed by Anthony's sister.
She's an ordained.
Don Cumia.
Is she? Or is she just a nice girl from Long Island?
No.
Because I got news for you. She can't pull off a communion, a baptism. Am I right? She couldn't do a funeral.
Right.
We have a funeral. No. My grandmother died, so I'm calling Anthony's sister to come out there.
She could do it. She's ordained. Good point. Brought in that business, Don. For your funeral needs, called the Reverend Don Cumia. I agree with you, Ron.
I don't think it's real. I think it's a bit.
It ain't no bit.
I don't even know if you're really married.
I have a certificate, a wedding certificate.
All right, let me give Fez a certificate, and I'm just going to write on it, you're married too.
Thank you, Ron.
Loose leaf, it doesn't count.
I'll take it.
It was first of all we needed...
It was autistic.
All we needed was...
Hold on, I'm going to get Opie's niece to sign this.
Oh, my God. All we needed was a few witnesses, and we got a plethora of them. How can you not call this wedding real when Father Nikolai and Sheepy also served as witnesses to this blissful union?
Guess what? Fez was mad that we also didn't get to sign the wedding certificate.
Oh, my God,
I wanted
Fez.
to. I just kept I just sat there like an ass waiting to be asked.
Is this why when my grandmother died, Fez was upset that he wasn't asked to the funeral, to the wake?
That is exactly it. And he was furious because...
It was a funeral!
You invited Dean and Joey.
I didn't invite Jack and Shit. Those are the two people I invited. Jack and Shit.
You invited the Brooklyn guys.
Those guys asked for the address because they were going to send flowers, and then they decided they were in Jersey.
Get a hold of Mafia Life Chris for me yesterday.
Yeah.
I want to see how the Franklin's gig went off last night. So you do understand that's what happened at your grandmother's funeral.
Talk about holding a grudge. Yeah,
yes.
I mean, I didn't know this till...
It's what I do.
But why would you invite Dean there and not Fez?
Wasn't invited. People wanted to know what the address were because they wanted to send flowers. So I gave it. I didn't think that they were going to put the address in MapQuest.
That Fez
and I was happy that Dean
talked to Dean or Joey since then?
Well, that's a shame on you, Fez. Because they're both wonderful people.
No, they're your friends.
I'll say this.
Oh, my God.
One of them is fantastic.
Which one?
I'm not saying.
There's a lot to think about.
I'll tell you at the show after party today.
Oh. Where I'm buying, Ronnie.
And you hear that? We're having diamonds.
Well, I was going to go out with Chris Stanley.
Chris isn't picking up. I love the message.
Me and him are going to have some Wendy's today. That's right. Wendy's, Fez.
Wow, Fez. He's really in your fucking shit these days.
Yeah. With the free coupons I gave him.
We don't need to go into that, Fez. Boring details.
Unless Chris Stanley wants to go to the after party. He's invited.
We have anything else from the wedding? From 2 years ago? It was a lovely, lovely day, by the way. One of my favorite.
Thank you.
I think it was the second best radio thing I've ever been to.
Really? What was number one?
The Animation Festival is unfucking believable.
Come on.
I'm now, ask anybody who was there.
I was there with you.
Was one of the most professionally fantastic run things I've ever seen.
It was great, but
the only downside, Fez Whatley pushed himself into the judges' table when he wasn't asked. That made Opie feel bad. But from a professional point of view, that was run well.
It was great.
But O&A could not believe that we pulled off a wedding without everyone hating it.
That's right.
They did not. They go, you've taken the most boring thing in the world, and you made it work.
Right. The difficulty level is a lot higher on the wedding.
Corey, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, buddies. Hey, the whole thing with Fez and Dave really started back at the pizza in the face incident, man. And I'm not trying to hijack the show, but if you guys could pull up and replay that and listen to Fez's reaction to the pizza in the face, that's where it all started, man. It's hilarious. Play it.
Let me guess. This was the pizza in the face before or after the wedding?
I thought it was after.
I thought it was much after.
So did I.
It was probably the 1 year anniversary.
But see, I have such a fucking timeline trouble now.
Yes.
Because no way. If I had to guess how long Dave has been married to Casey, I would have said 4, maybe 5 years. It just seems like a long time, and it seems short to you.
Yes, to me, it seems like all this happened in 8 to 9 months, including both babies. Yeah, it seems that quick. Like everything has just piled into one big event.
Was Pitsy at the after dinner?
No. There was no one there who was from my side.
Your brother's there?
One of the brothers didn't even go. The one that him and Fez are similar, because he had to go back to California.
Oh.
But there was other brothers there.
There were 2 of my other brothers were there, yeah.
And not Fez?
No.
No.
Family's there, but not Fez?
No.
Yes. That's logical.
Like Radio Brothers.
What? I've never been invited to a personal function by Fez.
Well,
yes.
Fez
I wonder why.
I've invited you to so many things in my life, and this was out of my hands. This was Casey's father.
You know,
I can't do it.
Even a couple months ago, I tried to bury the hatchet and invite you over to my house again, and I got flat turned down.
What were you inviting him for?
He wanted to come over and watch WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
that's the granddaddy of them all, isn't it?
Well, originally Starrcade, but now yes. And so I made plans and got turned down.
We were drunk when we made plans.
Got turned down last minute. I take those things seriously.
I sobered up. I was want to drive all the way out to Rhodes Island.
What is it that you want from him, Fez? And this is a total shoot now.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at Dave, what are you upset about, and what do you want changed?
Well, I would like to be maybe included a little bit more.
Well, here's the deal. Mike Kaka was there.
Right.
Well, he's
a close family friend.
Very close friend of mine.
I'm not.
Weren't you once jealous of him?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Michael Kaka? Yes, I was.
They used to butt heads constantly, and Mike Kaka gets invited to the wedding dinner.
What were you jealous about?
Well, listen, I mean, I know you're supposed to be a photographer, and the Bella, here we go, shoot like this. But, you know, there should be some distance between he and the models. And also at Farmbecue, there was some sultry pictures being taken, in my opinion. I thought the pictures were too sultry of he and my wife. I thought there was too much closeness. I believe that was
He
after.
was in the photos with your wife?
Yeah. I thought they were too close. But we all make mistakes. I mean, I probably made a mistake there. I see it now. I've invited Fez several times to come to my New Jersey home.
Oh, well, a little too late.
You would never go there?
No, I'm not going there now. Why would I go where I'm not wanted, Ron?
Let me ask you this, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Would you go there in a million years?
Not in 10 million years.
What if I had $10 million?
No, I wouldn't go.
Stubborn.
30 million.
No. Now I don't want to go. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't be seen.
Dave, I would have just fucking thrown in for the extra fucking plate of spaghetti.
Right,
put him in a kid's store table, and we'd all be getting along great now.
You know what was nice, Ronnie? Yeah. Was later on at O'Looney's when I was there, and the wedding party, and everyone showed up from the big, fancy, nice family dinner, and how it got rubbed in my face, how nice the dinner was.
Well, it was. It was nice. It was a nice dinner.
And I had to hear all about it.
Who was saying it to you?
I believe it was, I think it was everyone who went, including the bride and groom.
Yeah.
I know the other invitees were letting me know about it.
Oh, yeah. I could have sworn it must have been an oversight on my thing. I mean, maybe you're...
No, it was perfect sight. It was 2020.
I mean, I remember sending out email invites. I got, like, responses back from people who couldn't come. Like, you know, Anthony was busy that day, so he couldn't go, but he got the invite.
To what?
To the after-dinner party.
Mm-hmm.
You're busting balls now.
No, I'm just saying, like, Opie and Anthony got invites, and, you know, and I just...
That's bullshit. They did not... You're just trying to fuck with him when he's being serious.
All right.
Why can't we do this?
I am being serious.
No, let me do this for the Ron and Fez show, okay?
Okay.
If there's something fucking serious...
Okay.
And it seems like it's going on between you guys, and it seems like it started about 2 years ago. Okay. Why don't you want to squash it?
I do.
He gets angry constantly about these things.
I know. You're right. Okay.
Now,
what do I have to do to make it up?
No, I'll say that. But Fez, let me say this to you now.
Okay.
Why can't you drop it?
I wish I knew. I wish I knew why it sticks in so bad.
What could I do to make it up? How about that?
Well, I'm sorry. Invite me to the wedding dinner, and I guess that's a little too late.
Not too late. If this time machine I'm working on...
Yeah. You are? You're working on a time machine? All right. What kind?
And
the forward kind.
Actually, if I went back in the time machine, I'd just be betting on the Steelers Super Bowl. That's all. And the Giants to win.
Yeah. Get a little cash. Get a little cash for yourself. You deserve it.
Changing my gift to you to be nothing but condoms. A fucking pair of condom pants that you could fucking tie, that you could wear with suspenders. Wherever you went, you're just wearing condom pants. Here is... let me go to Nick in Cleveland. Nick, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, guys. You know, it seems like lately that Fezzi's just constantly getting on Dave's case about everything.
There is a problem between these two guys.
I mean, maybe it's these, anniversaries and holidays that remind me of these things.
Yeah, but Fez, it just seems like that you got maybe some feelings for Dave, more than just friendship.
Here's Pat in Florida. Pat, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie B. We're all missing this, but, the only person that really matters in this is Ronnie B. If Ronnie B's happy, then everybody should be happy.
I will say this, and this might be odd. I am completely happy to be left out of social situations. You can't beat that for me.
I know. It's awkward.
Well, it's not only just awkward, but I don't like to have to be anywhere. Right. You know what I mean? Like, if I go to a movie, I want it to be a last-minute decision. I don't want to hear, I've got tickets for the movie 9 o'clock on Thursday. Then I feel like, now I'm fucking tied in. I'm wrapped in. I can't get out of this.
I'm very similar. I mean, I hate making plans. And
guest lists.
Do you understand that he's hurt, though,
I
Dave?
can say it seems like it, but,
Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, let's just be real about what Fez's problem is. He doesn't care really whether he's invited over. Fez has no life. He can't stand anybody else to have a life because he doesn't want to go out and get one.
But I'm going to, and I rarely do this, so you know it's a shoot. Fez likes some kind of protocol to take place and for him to be involved in it. So I think not only would is Fez honest about this, I think unlike me, he would have proudly went to that dinner and to not, I don't want you to take this wrong way, Fezzy.
Okay.
But to take credit for, did you like the tablecloths? Wiki and I got that.
Right.
We also have them a lovely vacation in Vegas. Did you see her face when the band, he loves to take credit for things.
Right.
You took that away from him. And you handed him a lunch bucket. He opened that up, and it was filled with shit.
Oh, really?
I mean, shit bucket.
I remember bringing my mom over to Fez at the Hard Rock to talk to him.
I will say this. For me, I don't know whether it's true or not. I didn't get to speak to your mom that day and never met your dad and only one of your brothers.
I think my dad was mega nervous, and so he just kind of hid from everybody.
I know. That's why, Fez's point was we would have had time at the after dinner.
I mean, I remember you bringing Beanie over to me, but I also am being in the middle of a live broadcast.
Yeah, I remember we waved at Beanie or whatever, and I remember leaning into Fez and I go, "Is Beanie got a volleyball game later?" And we both laughed. Here's Tom and KC.
She likes the whites. What?
Hey, guys.
At someone else's wedding?
This is just another example of Fez's ego. I love you, Fezzy, but it's all about you. Isn't it all about you?
Well, people always tell me I should get a life, and then maybe I want to go out and be part of Dave's special day. Maybe, they talk... Family issues come up. Maybe I could have been a part of Dave's family that day, and that's wrong, too.
I don't understand what you're saying. What family issues?
Well, it's like, maybe I would have liked to have been part of Dave's family for that day.
Mm.
And people are always telling me to go out and do things. That was a day I would have loved to have done it, but no, I'm crucified.
Why didn't you just invite him?
I thought he had been, and if he hadn't, it was because I wasn't in control. But I have invited Fez several times to several other functions.
I don't care, but I'm shocked by the Mike Haka. Mike Haka? For any of us?
Yeah.
He got through because...
He's a cupcake guy.
Right.
Clint in Arizona, you're on Fez.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell Fezzy, why don't you just tell Dave that you don't like Casey and you fight with Casey through him and he's just the messenger and you shoot him and Dave just tries to be funny and he ends up making an ass of himself.
Dave, you feel like you've made an ass of yourself today?
I feel like I've made an ass out of you and me.
So you assume?
I've assumed that, right. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem with this whole thing.
He is trying to make things better, Fez. What would you...
Better or bust balls?
Well, that's his way.
Balzer.
Let me go to the Radio Shark. Radio Shark.
Dave, I gave you a couple $100 as a wedding gift, and I didn't even get a thank you.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah, I handed it right to you. Didn't even get a picture. I should at least get to kiss the bride.
You handed me candy. So your memory...
Candy. It was money.
Okay.
$100 bills, $200.
Right.
I'm going to kiss the bride at the next event then.
Smarties, try it.
Paul in New Jersey.
Hey, Fez, you would have been invited to the special McDonald family dinner, but you were wearing those hideous Crocs and that beach bum wear.
Right. This was a formal function.
Yeah, if I had gotten an invitation, I would have made other wardrobe arrangements. I thought I was leaving on vacation.
What did you guys eat?
Some beautiful French veal.
That's his favorite.
I love that.
Well, you should have been there.
Yes, I should have.
Fez.
Mark, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, buddy. Hey, all it is Fezzy opened his heart because he loves Dave and wanted to make this a special day, and Dave dumped all over his heart.
I got crap in my stents.
I had nothing to do with the dinner.
Is this a serious bet, Fez? Are you being totally serious?
I'm being totally serious.
100% serious.
100%. 101.
Wow. You know what? Let's say something. This show has some personality problems. And it really may be time, whether it's on or off the air, that we talk. What are you laughing at?
No, you're right. It's just that
I don't see what's funny, Dave.
I am laughing at the surreal thing that every life event is when we decide we're all fucked up. The birth of my child is when you decide we're fucked up. 2nd year anniversary. It's just hysterical to me.
It's reminders.
But I mean, hysterical in not like a funny way, like maybe a psychotic.
So what are you laughing? You're laughing
I'm crazy now for wanting to have gone to your wedding dinner when I thought I was a big part of your day.
It was 2 years ago.
I'm crazy.
Talk to me about it.
No.
In the 2 years.
Do you know what that wedding cost?
Why are you laughing at him?
I know. I'm sorry. I know this is serious, and I am taking it seriously.
And yes,
but I can't help it.
Wiki came through with a lot of stuff.
I know.
But only because I had to bore-ass Wiki to get it for weeks and weeks.
No, you're right.
Well, maybe Mike Kaka appreciate that.
You're right,
Yeah.
Fez.
What did he do?
He took photographs, Fez. And he just had an overall handsome appearance. He makes the place classier.
Ballbuster.
Yeah, he is.
Well, wait, Mike Cock enters the room, you're like, okay, this is a nice, classy party.
If anything, he should have told you not to cut your hair so short. Those wedding pictures he took are hideous of you. You look like a fucking pimple with a little red dust on it. Well, this ended ugly.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a nice day.
Yeah, let me just say happy anniversary to
Thank
Dave
you,
and
Ron.
Casey.
Thanks.
And now, of course, the babies.
Right. Thank you, Mr. B. Fez, any words?
Hope you have a very nice weekend.
I'd like to say
Dinner
special
plans?
I'd like to say special deliveries live tomorrow night, midnight.
And I want you to push Sam about fighting Johnny Fairplay.
Push him?
Yeah, push him into it.
Okay.
Remember, for Movie Club, the movie is The Cooler on IFC all this weekend. The Cooler is for Monday Movie Club.
See you guys on Monday. Peace.